Gentleman Henrico, Mr. Morrissey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise for the purpose of an introduction and a point of personal privilege.
The gentleman has the floor.
With respect to the introduction, Mr. Speaker, joining us in the gallery, or at least in the building today, is the Metropolitan Richmond branch of the NAACP. They are here today not only to celebrate Martin Luther King Day and to denounce poverty, but also to encourage restorative justice issues. They are here with L.J. McCoy. I'd ask that the House give them a warm House of Delegates welcome. With respect to point of personal privilege, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman has the floor.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it didn't take long. What started out last Wednesday as a very auspicious occasion when we went into session quickly went south. On Wednesday morning, we had a lot of kissing and hugging and backslapping, and the babies were down here. I love the baby thing. I'm going to get one next year. But then, not more than 48 hours later, Mr. Speaker, not more than 48 hours later, this body promptly violated the Virginia and federal state constitution. The majority introduced House Bill 251 and then voted en masse to support that bill. Now, Mr. Speaker, Article 6 Article 2, Section 6, dealing with apportionment, couldn't be any clearer. It doesn't mince any words, and it says, the General Assembly shall apportion the Commonwealth into electoral districts in the year 2011 and every 10 years thereafter. And then the sequential paragraph says that the members of the body whose term expires in 2011 shall be the people to vote on it. And I must be missing something, Mr. Speaker, because the Constitution doesn't say, try to do it in 2011, make a good stab at it. It uses mandatory language and says you shall do it. But there was absolutely no angst, no outrage, particularly by my friend from Prince William County, who regularly gives us tutorials on the Constitution. Regularly preaches, Mr. Speaker, fidelity to the Constitution. And, Mr. Speaker, where do we as legislators get the temerity to say that, other citizens and the Commonwealth have to obey our laws, but we, the elected representatives, can violate the state constitution? There are other dates, Mr. Speaker. Article 4, Section 3 says that the House of Delegates shall consist of no more than 100 members and shall be elected by the voters on the Tuesday succeeding the first Monday. Mr. Speaker, it doesn't say, if it's raining or it's bad weather, we'll just do it the next day. A date certain. Article 4, Section 6 says that the General Assembly shall meet in the second Wednesday in January. Doesn't say, if we don't like it, we can move it to the next month. The same article says in Section 13 that effective laws take effect on July 1 of the next year. It doesn't say, if you're on vacation, it's okay, let's do it in August. So, Mr. Speaker, when it says that we shall reapportion in 2011, it must mean something. And it's ironic that the proponent of this bill, the gentleman from Albemarle, Delegate Bell, frequently admonishes us in committee the following. Ladies and gentlemen, he tells us words mean something. We need to look at these words carefully, but then ignores the words in the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, it's also ironic that just last month, 4 U.S. citizens, Messrs. Gingrich, Perry, Santorum, and Huntsman, weren't allowed to get their name on the ballot because they didn't meet the deadline of 75 days before the primary and have 10,000 votes. And Mr. Speaker, it doesn't say 76 days is okay or 77 days. It's a date certain. Dates mean something. So with that, Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering why, when the Constitution says it shall be done, that we didn't do it on your watch. Now, Mr. Speaker, I don't blame you for the conferees not being able to come to an agreement. Certainly not your fault. But, Mr. Speaker, you could have kept them here until they did meet it, and it was on your watch that this body violated the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, there are dates certain. We have in our Constitution a mandate that we balance the budget. Can you imagine the chairman of Appropriations coming in and saying, Mr. Speaker, we're pretty close. We're almost there. We're expecting more money at the end of the year, but let's just do it in January. That would never happen. Indeed, every year, the chairman of Appropriations comes in a very statesmanlike, a very authoritative, gravelly voice, says, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution mandates that we balance the budget, and we were here until 2 a.m. and we did it. He says that because the Constitution demands it. But when we voted last week, we paid no allegiance or reverence or adherence or fidelity to the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, your party has the majority. You can vote and you can pass any law that you want. Indeed, you have a supermajority. All that the minority party asks is that you follow the rules, that we follow the Constitution. And by default, last year, that responsibility devolves to the courts. And the rule of law demands no less. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.